Students, in this class we will be discussing about DC sources. So, what is DC? What are DC sources? Direct current sources. Source. What is source? Source is something from where we are getting that desired thing, and we are utilizing that desired thing. Fine? Yes. So now source is what? From where we are getting that thing. So that is called as what? Source. Now coming to DC sources, direct current sources. We are all aware of direct current sources, isn't it? So we have batteries, we have cells, we have solar cells. All these things are your examples of your DC sources. Means they are getting DC voltage from your cells, the batteries, and we have solar cells. These are all examples of your DC sources. Fine? Yes. So now, what is a DC source? DC source is a thing which supplies DC voltage or current to a load in a circuit. Okay, so source is from where we are getting that voltage or current, and load is something which utilizes that voltage or current. Fine? Yes. So we have source and load. These are the two major parts in your electronic circuit or electrical circuit. Okay, so if you have a circuit, so electronic circuit is what? It is a path for flow of electric current, isn't it? So, or interconnection of all the required things for a circuit is called as what? Electronic circuit. Okay, so main things in your electronic circuit is what? Source part. Source part is what? From where we are getting that voltage and or current, and it flows in the circuit and it goes to load. Load is what? Load is the thing which is utilizing that actual voltage or current given, and it gets operated and our work is done. Fine? We want the torch to give out light. We will put DC cell, and that voltage will be available to the bulb now. So its current flows and that bulb gets light and it glows. Fine? Means that bulb gets that current and it glows and our task is done. So this is the thing. Okay, source and load are the main things, and now we will be discussing about what? DC sources. So examples of your DC sources. So DC source is what? It is a thing which supplies DC voltage or DC current to the load. Fine? Yes. So examples of your DC sources are what? Cells we have, batteries we have, solar cells, etc. are all your examples, or the things from where we are getting this DC voltages. Okay? Yes, or current. Okay? So now coming to a DC source. Now coming to a DC source, we have a DC source practically. Okay, when we are talking practically DC source. For example, I have a cell. I have a cell means what? It is a thing. It is a thing means what? Whatever may be a thing, when it is there, so it will have certain resistance for sure. Okay, so any of the things you can take, all of the things will commonly will have a property called as what? Resistance. So it is the property which opposes the flow of electric current. Everything in the world will have certain resistance. And coming to a battery cell, or we can have a cell, it will be definitely, or coming to a battery also, it will be definitely having a resistance, and that resistance is called as what? Internal resistance. Internal means what? It is of itself. Okay, so it is of itself. The resistance is present in it only. Okay, so I have taken a cell. So cell has got certain resistance within it. So that is called as what? Internal resistance. Fine? Yes. So there will be internal resistance. So ideally, in the sense, theoretically, we can say there is no resistance for something. Okay. So but practically it doesn't happen so. Practically, if I have to go for practical DC sources, will have certain internal resistance. So that internal resistance depends on, and practical DC sources will have certain internal resistance. Okay, internal resistance will be there because there is a cell means what? It will have certain resistance. Okay, so that is called as what? Internal resistance, because that resistance itself is that cell's resistance only. Fine? Yes. So it will have some internal resistance. And coming to internal resistance, so how much will be the internal resistance? depends. It depends on what? Internal resistance for a small cell or for a battery, it depends. Okay, so it depends on what all things. The internal resistance depends on battery size. Okay, so battery size also matters. Okay, so battery size will make different internal resistances. Okay, so then chemical properties in a battery, the chemical properties variation will make different internal resistances. Okay, so then we have that aging is what? So how old is your battery, or how old is the cell what you are using? That internal resistance again varies depending on the age, and temperature also affect the internal resistance. Okay, so these all are the different things which will be affecting the internal resistance. Okay, fine. Now coming to a circuit symbol. I am coming to the circuit symbol of your DC voltage source. So DC voltage source or DC current source it may be. So I have shown a DC source here with a larger line and we have a smaller line. This indicates positive terminal, this indicates negative terminal, and now I have shown it with a resistance. So now practically I can write the DC source as so and so. Okay, so here we have the circuit symbol of your DC source plus the internal resistance will come. This internal resistance will come in series. So here I have shown a voltage source. Okay, so you will understand what is voltage source, what is current source further. Okay, so in this topic only further we will be discussing about that. Okay, so now this is a DC voltage source. Here I will be showing the internal resistance RS. Okay, so I can use small letter also. Okay, yes. So internal resistance is denoted as what? RS. I have taken some name as what? RS means series internal resistance. Okay, so S indicates series, means this internal resistance comes in series with the battery, isn't it? Or the cell. Fine? Yes. So we have this DC voltage source, and here the internal resistance is shown in series. Okay, so it is in series with the DC source, isn't it? So it is called as what? Internal resistance or series internal resistance. So this resistance is not external, it is actually this batteries or this DC sources internal resistance which will be shown outside. Okay, so it will be shown outside to say that it is internal resistance of a practical DC source. Fine? Is that okay? Yes. So everything will have certain resistance. That is called as what? Its resistance. So now coming to DC voltage source or DC source, here it will have, definitely it will have certain internal resistance that I am showing in this manner. So see, in series with the DC source or voltage source, it is voltage source. So I am showing it in series with the thing and I am denoting it as what? RS. Okay, so series internal resistance. So coming to point A and B, here from here, like at these 2 points I can find this potential difference V volts. Fine? Correct or not? Yes. So now we have this representation of a practical DC voltage source. Fine? Yes. So now coming to the first invention. Okay, so the first battery was invented by Alessandro Volta. Okay, so Alessandro Volta is the scientist like who invented the first battery. Okay, first battery was invented by him in the year 1800. In the year 1800, he found, Alessandro Volta found the first battery. Okay, and again it was technically improved by it was like in the 1800 he found the first battery, and later it was technically improved to make a Daniell cell in the year 1836. In the year 1836, Daniell cell was found, and this is what we will be using nowadays. Okay, so now coming to two of these things. Now we will be calling something as cell, something as battery. What is the difference between a cell and battery? Okay, so cell is something. So cell we will call a cell. Cell means what? Cell is a source of electric energy. Okay, so in a cell is what? It is a source of electrical energy. So now that I call it as what? Cell. Okay, a thing or single thing is called as what? Single source of electrical energy is called as what? Cell. Okay, when I have single thing which is the source of electrical energy. It's called as what? Cell. Okay. So circuit symbol. Okay. Or I can represent a cell in the circuit, or the symbol of your cell in the circuit, it will be something like this, isn't it? Yes. So we have a larger line and we have a smaller line. The larger line indicates positive terminal, smaller line indicates negative terminal. This is the circuit symbol of your cell. Now coming to a battery. Battery is something. What is called as battery? Battery is nothing but your cell only, or it can be a combination of multiple cells. Okay, a battery can be a single cell or combination of cells. So battery is something which is not a single, like which is not only single cell, it can be combination of cells. Okay, so single cell is what? A single source of electrical energy, and battery is combination of cells, or it can also be a single cell. A cell is also called as what? Battery. A battery is not called as what? Cell. Fine. Yes. Okay. Now coming to circuit symbol of a battery. So it is like, it is multiple cells. Here we have one cell, here we have another cell. It is a combination of cells. So the combination of cells will be represented as what? Battery. Here the leftmost. Okay, the leftmost bigger line will be represented as a positive, and rightmost smaller line will be represented as what? Negative terminal. Okay, so this is how we'll be going for the circuit symbol of a battery. Fine. Now we will discuss about the types of batteries and types of cells. So now coming to types of batteries, we have two types of batteries: primary batteries and secondary batteries. Primary batteries are the ones which cannot be recharged once exhausted. Once exhausted in the sense, once they are gone, they can't be recharged. Once that its charge is gone totally, so that battery cannot be recharged. So such batteries are called as what? Your primary batteries, will call them as. Okay, so they can't be recharged. Such batteries are called as primary batteries. Example: zinc carbon batteries, and then we have alkaline batteries. All these are what? Examples of your primary batteries. Okay, and coming to secondary batteries, so these can be recharged, or we will be calling them as what? Storage batteries. Okay, so secondary batteries are the batteries which can be easily recharged, means which can be recharged, and we call them as what? Storage batteries. For example, we have what? Nickel cadmium batteries, nickel zinc batteries, and we have what? Lithium ion batteries. So lithium ion batteries are very important kind of secondary batteries. So these are the batteries which will be used in your mobile phones. Mobile phones will have lithium ion batteries only. Okay, so this has got a lot of applications. Okay, so major application is what? Your mobile phones will be using lithium ion batteries, and you are aware of what are rechargeable batteries, what can't be recharged, isn't it? So the batteries which can't be recharged are called as primary batteries, and the ones which can be recharged are called as what? Secondary batteries or storage batteries, we call them as. Okay, so now coming to types of cells. So cells are classified into two categories depending on the electrochemical process, what is happening in that particular battery. Okay, so even these things you will be aware of. Okay, so some of the cells are called as wet cells, some of the cells are called as dry cells. Okay, so in that we have that electrolyte used. The electrolyte used in your cell, whether it is in a liquid form or it is in a dry paste form. Okay, so it identifies whether it is a wet cell or a dry cell. Okay, so wet cell, it has liquid electrolyte. Wet cells will be having what? Liquid electrolyte. Examples are what? Lagrange cells, and we have what? Chromic acid cells. Okay, these are the examples of your wet cells. And coming to dry cells, so it has what? Electrolyte in the form of what? It is immobile. That electrolyte is immobile, and it is in the form of what? Paste. So they are called as what? Dry cells, and examples are what? Zinc carbon cells, and we have alkaline cells. Okay, liquid or wet cells you will be aware of. You will be having inverters in your house, or if you have computer, you will have to give that backup. And even in any of your school and or wherever you might have gone, if you see for some battery backups and all, okay, there you can see the wet cells. Okay, so they will be of this much huge size, and they'll be having that glass containers, and rods will be dipped into it. Okay, so positive negative will be written. So those are all the wet cells. They will be having the liquid electrolyte, and they have got lot of maintenance. Okay, so liquid will be swing, and we have got lot of maintenance. We have to change that water and all these things will be there for the wet cells. Okay, and dry cells are not maintenance free. Maintenance free, we don't have such things of liquid electrolyte, and lot of maintenance will be there, because it will be electrolyte will be in the form for waste, and it is like immobile. Okay, so it is good than these wet cells. Okay, yes. So now we have wet cells and dry cells in your types of cells, and we have what in types of batteries. We have primary batteries and secondary batteries. Okay, now coming to cell. If I connect cells in series, if I connect cells in series, or series combination of your cells, series combination of cells will give desired voltage rating, and parallel combination gives desired current rating. These are the 2 points we can make out. If I make series combination of cells, then it will give us the desired voltage rating, or the required voltage rating can be obtained when we connect the cells in series. When we connect the cells in parallel combination, so then we can get the desired current rating. Okay. So it is all about your batteries and cells.